my life changed like when I joined Form 2. And I got sick when we were about to do our 8-term exam. So I was unable to do my 8-term exam. I was admitted in the hospital for 2 weeks. I had stomach complications. So time nilitoka hospitali, shule zilikuwa zimefungwa. So I went home, nilikuwa bed rest. I stayed at home, tulikuwa tumefunga for 1 month. I stayed for 2 weeks, nikiwa bed rest. Okay, and my dad told me that in our home there is a gathering for our family. So I told him it's okay. And he told me that there is one of my cousins, now my dad's cousin, who will be coming for the gathering. So I went to the stage, nikamchukua, and he went home. So sikuwa nimerecover vizuri. So me, I went to sleep. I left them in the house because it was a family gathering. At around 6 p.m., my uncle told my dad I would like to go with Henry at my place. Maybe to give him education exposure because he was someone alikuwa amesoma, alikuwa maliza shule, and he had a good job. So my dad could not resist because it is cousin and I'm his nephew. So he said it's okay. So me, I decided to go. We went up to his place. He used to stay in Zimmerman. We arrived at around 8 p.m. So the time we entered in the house, there is a guy who came in the house. And this guy, I didn't know him. He was my uncle's friend. He introduced himself to me, and I did also too. And we knew each other. After that, the guy left the house. Back then, I didn't have a phone. So I took my uncle's phone and I started playing games. While playing games, the guy who came in the house started texting my uncle. And he was asking my uncle, "Are you sure that is your nephew?" But I could not tell my uncle there is a message. I just kept silent and I continued playing games. Akaona there is no response. So he texted again, "Why are you not responding to my messages?" I did not tell my uncle. So akaona tena there is no response. So he called and I passed the phone to my uncle. While talking, I could not understand what they were saying because my uncle was answering, okay, yeah. So I did not understand what they were talking about. So at around 10 p.m., he told me, I want to sleep because tomorrow I'm reporting to work very, very early in the morning. So I told him it's okay. I remember he used to stay in a bedsitter house. So unajua stories of bedsitter, ni nyumba, iko tu, bed is there, seat is there, TV is there. There is no another room ati mtu anaweza hata kwenda kubadilisha manguo. Mkiwa na mtu maybe enda kwa bathroom na kubadilisha manguo. So he undressed before me. So I was like, huyu mtu anafanya nini? Nikajifanya tu, I assumed I saw nothing. The guy has undressed himself before me and like he's not ashamed. I'm his nephew, I'm 15 years old, so mimi ni mtoto mdogo, and he was 25 years old. So I assumed I saw nothing and he slept. I watched the TV up to 12 midnight. So I decided to go to sleep. So time nilienda kulala, I found my uncle. He's not asleep. So he asked me, "Why are you sleeping with clothes?" So I was like, why? He told me, no. So I answered him, in our home, I'm used to sleep with clothes, so I'm okay with it. He told me, no, you have to undress because you have traveled with those clothes. They have dust. Utapaka bedsheet zangu chafu. So I was like, okay. Nikavaa shorts, and I went to sleep. So mi nikalala tu kawaida. While sleeping, this guy at around 3 a.m., I felt someone is touching me. But when I woke up, nikapata he's asleep. So I thought I'm dreaming. I went back to sleep. Then I felt it at mara ya pili. So I was like, ni nini naendelea? What is happening? So I woke up with a confidence and I asked him, "What do you want?" Do you know, like, he didn't hide it from me. He told me that he wanted to sleep with me. So I was like, mtu ako sawa. And for me, I could, nilikuwa najua, doing such a thing, it's a sin regarding to me because I have been in church since I was young. And back then I was in church. So nikamwambia, "You don't know what you are saying because me I cannot do such a thing." So he's strong. he was able to tie me up, akanishikanisha na kitanda, and he placed, akaniweka pillow kwa mdomo, so I could not scream, and if hata nita scream no one will hear me because nyumba yake place ilikuwa ground floor na zilikuwa apartment zao, and akona compound yake na amefunga gate, and he has locked the door also, so even hata ukiscream no one will hear you. So he managed to do whatever he wanted, but it was very, very painful. I was bleeding. The house was full of blood. He saw like he did nothing because he used to do that. I came to realize later that he's gay. I didn't know. Me, I thought like it's ni kitu tu alikuwa anataka tu kunitendea na sahau. So I came to realize that he's gay. So hata nifungua bado, nililala the whole night akiwa amenifunga. So in the morning he woke up very, very early. Sasa akanifungua. So saizi I cannot do anything because I'm in pain. Even I don't want to face him because nilikuwa tu naona tu he's a monster. Like he was not real him. The person I came with yesterday, he was not him. He prepared the breakfast na akaniwekea yangu kwa meza na akaniambia that is a breakfast, na akatoka na akaenda kazi na akaacha kama amenifungia. And I remember before he left he told me at around 8 a.m. there is someone who is coming here to pick you. I didn't ask him who is that person because I didn't want to talk with him. So he left. He locked the doors, even the gates. Now the guy who came is the guy was in the house yesterday. He came in the morning now. Nearly alikuja that 8 a.m. And like he came, he told me, you know what? I want to do what your uncle did to you. So I was like, no. These people have decided to kill me. So the house ilikuwa na light saizo juu kulikuwa mchana. So me, I rushed for a knife. So I told him, if you try me, then I will smash you. Because I cannot bear another pain. So the guy was afraid. He did nothing. So he told me, we have to leave this place and go. I told him, I cannot go with you because I don't know what is your plan. Don't know what you are planning to do to me. So he called a lady. I didn't know even that lady. So I could not tell the lady what happened to me because the guy is there. And also me, I'm in fear. I'm fearing to tell people what happened to me. So we went up to Nyeri. But still I could not be able to sit down. I was in pain, total pain. So we went up to Nyeri. He had a construction there. Ilikuwa imeenda tu kuangalia. And we came back. After we came back, so I had that confidence now to face my uncle. Because I don't know if tena atanifanyia venye alinifanyia tena at the night. And that was my first time to be in Nairobi. So kuna place nilijua Nairobi. Hakuna na hakuna. So hata nikipotea nitaenda wapi? I don't have transport. Where will I go? So I told him I want to go home. He told me, okay, you leave tomorrow because ulikuwa usiku already. I said, okay. So me, I didn't even sleep kwa kitanda. Nilala kwa kiti. Juu sasa sijui what will happen again. But hakuna kitu alifanya. So the following day while he's leaving to work, tukatokanisha pamoja. And tulitokanisha, mi hakuna kitu aliniambia, alinipatia tu fare. Hakuni threat, hakuniambia nini. And I went home. So the time I went home, so I was like, what will I tell my mom? What will I tell my dad? I was afraid to tell them what happened to me. And so I kept silent. I didn't even tell my sister. I didn't tell my brother. And I'm the firstborn in our family. So my sister was younger and my brother was younger. So I could not tell them. I was feeling scared to tell them because, you know, as I told you earlier, Mimi, I've been in church. And I knew some of things are not good. So I could feel ashamed of myself. Then I was in denial. So I could not accept that the fact happened to me. That happened to me. And maybe share it with my parents. So I was afraid that I could tell them, then wanibebe na njia si nzuri. Maybe they say maybe you wanted to do that, or maybe they tell me go away because maybe that is maybe abomination in the family, you know. So I was in fear. I was very very scared to tell them. So me, I kept silent with my own issues. Bado niko na uchungu, but hata kama nina feature, I'm hiding from my mom. My mom could see I'm not okay. So I stayed at home now the whole of that week, and I was recovering. I didn't go to hospital. So like me, I didn't know that the thing will affect me in any way after that. So me, like after 1 week, I just said, no, I need to go. I need to run away from here. Maybe and I go out there and look for another man. So me, that's what I did, by the way. So I took my mom's phone. I created my own Facebook account. And I went on Facebook, I searched, and I got one. So I talked with the guy. We talked. So we decided to meet. So now here we have remained with 1 week for us to open the school. And I was informed too. So we talked with the guy. The guy even sent me transport to go to his place. So I told my mom, I'm going somewhere, and I'll be going with your phone because I'm meeting with someone whom I don't know. So give me your phone. And I remember that day my mom gave me 150 shillings to come with some onions. But me, I knew I won't come in pack. So I didn't carry even clothes because hata ningezibeba, my mom could be suspicious of me. Where am I going? So me, I went up to Kasarani. But nilienda tu nikiulizia because I've never gone there. So time nilifika huko and I met with the guy, I switched off the phone and nikatupa SIM card ya my mom because nilikuwa natumia SIM card yake. Nikaanza kukaa huko. Now school were opened na sikurudi. My mom anapiga simu ni mteja, hajui place niko. Na sasa unaona simu natumia mpya hana number. So she doesn't know where I am. I started staying with this guy. He was a chef. And because he was a chef, and he asked me, you look very young. I'm 15 years old. He told me, you look very young. I think you are supposed to be in school. No, I told him, no, I have finished my form for last year. Don't be scared. So I'm okay being here. So in the process, I got to nikapatana with a guy akona turban, Kiremba. Those were Corinos. So the guy came to my inbox. He started like chatting me, blah, blah, blah. So he told me, I would like us to meet. I wanted just to confirm if it's real. He has a turban and he's gay. So we planned how we'll meet. And we met, and he was a Mokorino and he was gay. So we went to his house. The time I arrived to his house was full of young people. I think there were about 7 boys. And I was the youngest person, and the oldest person in that house was 21 years old. So the time nilifika tu hivi, the guy who was the oldest there, maybe he started like ananikatia. Unaona? So this Mokorino was jealous. He took me out of his house and akanipeleka to another turban guy. I slept there the whole night. He came for me the following day. So now here nimetoka kwa the guy mwenye alinitoa kwetu, nimeanza kukaa kwa nani? Kwa this Mokorino now. And all this time school have been reopened. I didn't go back to school. And even I don't have clothes. I'm wearing clothes za wenyewe because sina zangu. So I came back to Mokorino's house the following day. So nikaanza kukaa pale, which I didn't know that my mom cousin stays in the next apartment. And mamangu alikuwa amemwambia that I disappeared. So my aunt saw me. Nilikuwa kwa balcony. Na yeye alikuwa kwa balcony. So like she came down, she came to the apartment nilikuwa to confirm if it's me. She talked to me. You have to talk to your mom. She's very stressed because of you. She doesn't know where you are. Just call her. So I just said, okay, let me just call her. So I called her while she's there. And my mom was not furious. Like hakuwa amekasirika. She talked to me and she asked me, why did you go? Why are you not coming back? And school have been reopened. And I was very, very rude to my mom. I told her, don't disturb me, I'm okay and I'm working. So, akaniuliza, hutasoma na shule imelipwa mwaka mzima. My dad used to work hard for me not to nisifukuzwe shule. So, that time alikuwa amelipia school fees for the whole year. So, I didn't go back. So, my dad was very, very furious with me. Because I could have told him, I don't want to go back to school. Ile pesa fanya nayo kitu ingine. Because I remember back then I was the only person in our family I was in high school. Because I was the firstborn. The rest of my siblings were in primary school. Nikamwongelesha very, very rude. Na nikamwambia, I'm okay. Don't disturb me again. Don't call me again. And that is my number. But my mom hakukasirika. Ama ati anza kuniongeleshea evil things, all that. No, she didn't. So, nikarudi sasa kwa the guy tuko tunakaa na yeye. But sasa naona my aunt hajui what is happening to me. Hajui, anajua I'm working. So, I came back to the Mokorino's guy. So, I stayed there for that whole week. Ikafika Friday. Kufika Friday, this guy mwenye alikuwa sasa alifanya Mokorino alimtoa kwa nyumba. Akaniambia, today it's on a Friday. I would like to take you out for clubbing. I told him, no, I can't go for clubbing because me, I don't know about things about clubs. All that. I've never taken alcohol. I've never taken bang. So, no. And also, I don't have an ID. I cannot go to a club without an ID. He told me, no, that club, utaingia tu, there is no need of an ID. So I said, okay, let's go. So we went. Me, I didn't know which kind of a club I was taken to. So I found that it's a gay club and a lesbians club in town. So we partied there that night. That was my first day to take alcohol and to take bang. Because in that club, we used even to smoke bang inside there. That was my first time. I remember that day I did crazy things in that club because it was my first time taking alcohol. So maybe I used to love music because even to church I was a praise and worship leader in the church. So in the club I found myself dancing a lot. So I didn't know that I was attracting people. So mtu akikuja akiniambia, hey, I love the way you dancing. Can I have your number? Nampea number. You see? So I think that day I gave more than 20 people my number. So the following day, nikaanza kupigwa simu na watu. Hey, wananiambia, I met you yesterday in the club. Hey, blah, blah. So can we meet? Can we plan? We do this and this, all that. From that day, I would say my life changed. Because I used to get money now. Those people are giving me money, all that. And now, I started comparing my life in gay life and in our home. I see, let me just stay here because I'm getting my own money. In our home, we are not that rich. We can't afford kupewa pesa ama kupata pesa wako mwenyewe. The money that you can get, it's the money that you borrow from your father. Na kwa mekupea nyingi ni 50 bob. You see? Because my dad used to hustle for us even to go to school and to eat. So this guy told me, let's shift from this place. Like we started now dating with this guy. We shifted to Rongai and we started staying with him in Rongai. So the time we started staying with him, like I got a lot of freedom. Now I'm exposed to people. I'm going to club each and every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Because we have money, we are getting money. And maybe someone will call you, come to club today, I'll buy you alcohol, all that. So nikapata, I'm so exposed to a lot of people, and a lot of people have started knowing me, and they are knowing me in a way that I'm a new person into gay life, you know. So like I'm in demand. Everybody wants to be with me. But now during this process, I started going home to my mom's place, but I could not sleep there. I could feel I'm not comfortable in my mom's place. As I told you, my mom used to pray a lot. And every time I could go home, I could find my mom praying. Sasa niko najiuliza, why every time I go home I'm finding my mom in prayers? Why? So nikifika tu pale I just felt no. I don't feel comfortable here. I just belong to Nairobi. Napotea tena. Even I won't tell them that nimeenda. I just disappear. And I used to disappear at night. So narudi tu Rongai, place nilikuwa naishi na huyu jamaa. So it came to a point where tulikosana na yeye, but I didn't move out from his house. We continued staying together with him as friends. So I saw my life was good, but I could not be able to rent my own house. I don't know pesa ilikuwa inatumika na njia gani ama nafanya nini na pesa. I don't know. Sijui. So it came to a place where I just felt, no, life, Nairobi life, hatusikizani. So I shifted from Nairobi to Mombasa. Now I started dating with an Arab guy. So he called me to Mombasa and we started staying together. I stayed there for 3 months. And then I saw, no, I don't feel comfortable here. The weather in Mombasa is not good for me because I used to get sick a lot. So I came back to Nairobi na nilikuja tu kwa ule jamaa. Nilikuwa tunakaa na yeye. We used to be good friends. Now that 2016 I was supposed to be in Form 3. But I dropped out from the school. I didn't continue with my studies. So that 2016 at around December, I just decided to, after nimetoka Mombasa nikakaa kidogo Rongai, I decided to go to my mom's place for that festive season. So like nilipata my mom was very furious like with me now because she can see that it's something bad happening to me, but I cannot tell her. You see? And I'm coming home and I just disappear. And nakujanga home, niko na do na wao wako na mashida, you know, na siwapatii pesa. Of which my mom hangetumia pesa nimempatia. Hangetumia. So at around 10 p.m. I came in the house and I found my dad there. He was watching. So my mom was in bedroom. So time mimi nichukue chakula nikule na niweke chakula na nikule nimalize, my mom was there. And she came with a nyahunyo. The Masai, yenye wa Masai hutumia. Alinichapa like kichapo, like she was about to kill me. She broke my phone, everything I had. And then she told me, you have to tell me the truth because I know what is happening. So nikaona my mom will kill me, I just told her. I told her what happened, how it started, all that. She fainted. My dad is not talking. My dad's sister were there. Where will I stay now? Like I'm feeling so ashamed of myself because everybody in the family, I'm a Jew. So they didn't call my uncle that night because it was very late. Na akipigiwa hakuchukua. So the following day, I woke up. Now my mom, they are trying to call my uncle. And me in my room, I'm trying to commit suicide. So I took over 40 tablets. So that is overdose. I collapsed na nikaanza kutoa pofu kwa mdomo. Now my brother ako kwa kitanda. It's like God who woke him up. He woke up, kuangalia kwa floor, nimelala chini natoa pofu. He screamed. My mom came in. Now they stopped calling my uncle. Wakakuja kunipeleka hospitali. So my mom there akaanza lao kupata stress. She started getting stress because of me. Now I'm trying to commit suicide as if I'm not loved in the family. So she started encouraging me, like telling me, you being like that kind of a person does not mean I have to hate you or to push you away from this family. You're still my child. Now they started praying for me. Now that process of praying for me, now I decided to run away again. Because okay, I used to feel ashamed a lot, you know, on my eyes of my siblings and my dad's sisters. So I came back to Nairobi, ile place tu tulikuwa naishi na Rongai. So nikakuja kwa huyu jamaa, tukakaa pia na yeye, nikarudia tu ile maisha yangu ya Nairobi, kukunywa pombe, all that. Now the bang, I was addicted to bang a lot. And I could not stay in a house where there is no alcohol. I could not. So in the process, I just said, hey, Mimi, I told my friend, the guy we used to stay together, I told him, hey, I'm tired living in Kenya. Like, I just feel going out outside the country and maybe I get a guy from there and we stay together. Within 2 days, I got a friend request from Facebook and I got a guy from Zanzibar. So we started talking. We talked. The guy told me that he would love me to go there for a visit. Yeah, so he asked me if I have an ID. But me, I knew I didn't have. So I lied to him, I have an ID. So I took my friend's ID, I captured the picture and I sent to the guy. So he believed. You know, our Kenyans idea hata ukidanganya mtu tu atakubali ukipiga picha. So, and now I was not using my real names. Just I was so exposed, I changed my name. I know this time, like, nilikuwa nimepierce, like all of my face. I used to have earrings kwa masikio, lips, ulimi, hapa juu na hapa. So, like I was so exposed. Even the conductor of Ronga's, conductor wa matatu walikuwa wananijua. So I used to be free with them, you know. Hata maybe sometimes we can ataona kubeba free. So the guy told me, do you have money? I told him, I don't have any. You are the one who want me to come. So send me the money to come. Even for me to trust you, you are a genuine person. I'm coming to a person maybe who is willing to have me or to stay with me, even if you are a stranger to me. So I called one of my friends because we used to have a group tumejipea jina yetu. I called one of the group guy, nikamwambia, like, me, I have gotten someone from Zanzibar and I'm thinking of leaving the country. He told me, are you sure that person, or maybe utaenda huko uende uliwe ama nini? Because a lot of my friends were blackmailed and even some of them were killed in hotels in Mombasa. So they were so scared of mimi kuenda na sijui mtu. But one of my friends told me, I know this guy and I've been there and I met him. He's a big designer in Zanzibar. So sasa nilipata ile courage ya kwenda juu nimesikia fulani anamjua. So I said, okay, let me just give it a try. So we planned the day I will go. We planned on a Friday. I will leave on a Friday and I cannot use a flight because I don't have a passport. So I'll just use a mabasi. So we planned that I will leave on Friday at night, then nifike Mombasa the following day. So he sent me 20,000 Kenyan shillings for me to be able to travel. But me, I didn't go. So I ate the money. So that night, that Friday, I called all my friends, let's go to party. So we went up to town, we partied the whole night. Na pesa hadi ikaisha. Hata fia ni kutafuta, tulikuwa tunatafuta. So the following day, the guy called me, umefika Mombasa. I told him, me, I got to an accident, I won't make it to come. So this guy, he used to be in a cult, but me, I didn't know. The guy started like he's threatening me now. He's threatening me, you know, naeza kuroga, nini. So me nilikakuwa panic. Nilipanic kabisa. So I took bang and alcohol. So for me that day, nikae vizuri up to night. Na hiyo stress iishe. Now after that, nimevuta bangi siku mzima na kunywa pombe the whole day. Now it's Saturday. At night, the guy called me. So juu nilikuwa high, nikachukua tu simu na mauzimu zangu, all that, because I used to be abusive person. Ukinikosea me, I'll abuse you like nothing else. So nikachukua simu and like started talking ovyo too. So the girl told me, you know what? I still want you to come and I love you. So just do this. Tell me you ate the money. I send you another money to come. Hey, you know what? I told him, yes, that's what I did. So the guy haku give up. Akanitumia 20,000 zingine. So like I decided not to fail him. So mimi nikajipanga, I want to travel. Nikaanza safari on Sunday. Nikafika Mombasa Monday. So kufika Mombasa kuna mtu alikuwa nichukue Mombasa anipeleke kwa magari za kwenda Tanganyika. So this guy tukapatana, nikaenda kwake kwanza freshen up, nikabadilisha manguo because I traveled the whole night. So tukakuja at around saa 7 mchana. So akaniambia nipatie ID yako. Nikamwambia, you know what, mimi sina ID and I must leave the country. So akaniambia sasa basi nijue vile tutafanya. Akaniuliza uko na pesa hapo? Ya, nikamwambia niko na pesa. So tukaenda tukaongea na driver wa gari. Driver wa gari akatuambia there is a way unaweza vuka border. Tukifika kwa border ati kuna petrol station iko hapo, utashuka hapo, then kuna pikipiki, tutapigia mtu wa pikipiki atoke the other side of Tanganyika nao, the other side of Tanzania, akuje kwa petrol station, akugojea hapo, upande uende. So that's what we did. Tukapea driver kitu kidogo. Nikafika kwa petrol station, nikashuka, nikachukua motorbike. And all this time I'm not thinking negatively ati naweza enda mtu anifail, umeenda country nyingine mtu akufail. Mimi sina hiyo mind. I'm traveling because I want even to show pride to my friends. Hey, I left the country, you know, the pressure. So huyu jamaa nikampata hapo, mimi nikapanda pikipiki na tukaenda tukavuka border, hatukuulizwa by the way. Nikaenda uka the other side. So I stayed there like an hour ndio gari imalizwe kufanya investigations kwa border ivuke. So gari kavuka, nikakuja nikaingia gari. Nikafika Tanganyika at around 8 p.m. usiku. Now my phone nimepoteza network, even though in Tanzania there is Safaricom, my phone cannot function there. Iliniatia 2 messages na Safaricom kaniambia welcome to Tanzania, na simu nikapoteza network. I could not be able to contact the guy I'm going there to see. So mimi kufika Tanganyika, I borrowed the driver his phone. Nipatie namba kwa sababu nilikuwa na namba yake ya huyu jamaa ya Tanzania. Si nikampigia. Nikamwambia niko Tanganyika. Akaniambia stay there, there is someone who is coming to pick you up. He sent someone to come and pick me up. Yeah, kwa Zanzibar bado. So the person took me akanipeleka kwake. Sasa sijui the house, sijui kama alikuwa ameoa bibi 10, juu nilipata mama 10 kwa hiyo nyumba. So I slept there. So in the morning, early in the morning, the guy came 5 in the morning. Kuja akaniamsha, kwanza hiyo siku tulifika kanipea charger, ni charge simu Ejay, education na travel tena kwenda Zanzibar. Simu isizime. In the morning he came 5 in the morning, he gave me Tanzanian SIM card. Inaitwa Tigo SIM card. So nikaweka SIM card. Akaniambia now we are going. Nikamuuliza where? To the port. So we went to the port. Kufika kwa port, mimi nilikuwa nimelipua ship. So pale ukiingia kwa ship, kwanza unapenda documents zako zinaangaliwa. Me I don't have any documents. And then the papers I'm having, they are fake. So Mungu tu, jamaa hakuangalia documents zangu. He just told me pass. Nikapass. Kupass, mimi sikuwa nimeangalia mareceipt. Tena ukifika pale kuingia kwa ship, kuna mtu mwingine ako hapo anaangalia barua yako kama imelipwa regular ama VIP. Mimi nilikuwa nimelipwa VIP kwa ship. So there it is like a house. There is a hotel, there is everything. So whatever, na chakula ilikuwa imelipwa. So for me was to ask, give me this, napatiwa. So we stayed in the ocean the whole of that day. Hatufiki. Tulifika 6. Kufika 6 nikampigia nikamwambia tumefika kwa port ya Zanzibar, uko wapi? Kushuka nikampata hapo. Sasa nimepatana na huyu msee, akanichukua na tukaenda kwake. So kufika kwake, nao mimi sikuwa najua jamaa ko cult. So like he told me, you know, now from today you will not leave this country, you will be staying here. Nikamuuliza how will I be staying here and I'm here illegally? I don't have any papers that zinasema I'm supposed to stay here. Even a passport I don't have. So he told me, you don't have to worry about that. So I told him, it's okay then. So anaenda job, ananifungia kwa bedroom. Because he used to stay with his brothers. So his brothers could ask themselves, huyu jamaa na amefungiwa kwa bedroom ni nani? Kwa sababu hawajui ni nani ama mimi nani kwake, na nakaa kwa bedroom ya brother yao na tunalalanga huko. They don't know me ni nani. So I used to hear them talking. Juu kulikuwa na house girl. The house girl alikuwa anakuja kila siku, anaenda jioni. So one of these days, I don't know kama hao brothers wake walikuwa wawaji. Mimi sikuwa najua. Nilisikia conversation walikuwa wanaongea kwa simu. So I was very very scared. So I called this guy nikamwambia, me from today you won't be leaving me in this house because I don't trust your brothers. Kulingana vile wanaongea. Then at around 10 a.m. in the morning, anatuma mtu na gari, anakuja ananichukua. huyu jamaa amelipa hoteli kwa beach. Nashinda kwa beach. Lunch it's paid, everything it's paid. And then in the morning, jamaa anakuja anachukua tena, tunapitia kwa kazi, tunamchukua tunaenda nyumbani. Now, one of these days, mimi kuna kanzu walinishoneanga. Mimi sikuwa najua kanzu iko na maana ya nini. Akaanza kunisomesha mambo na Uislamu, all that. So, mimi sikuwa najua nini inaendelea. But alikuwa ananiingiza kwa cult na mimi sijui. So, ile nguo mimi alinipea mimi sikuwa naitoa. Mimi I didn't know the reason why sikuwa natoa ile nguo. It was a white kanzu. The time imepata uchafu is the time nitatoa, nifue, nikikauka hivi tu, I wear it back. So it came to a place, nikamwambia me I have to leave because nilianza, now this is early 2017, huku March. President huko akaanza kusema atadeport watu wenye wako huko illegally. So mimi nikamwambia before ifike hapo na niko huko illegally, allow me just to leave. He told akakataa. So mimi nikaanza kutoa drama kwa wenyewe. Nikamwambia me I want to go back. So akakubali nirudi. But me I told me I want to go back with the ship because it was very scary. So salilipa basi. Bado nikavuka boda tu venye tulikuwa nimevuka. I came back. Now, this time nilikuwa Zanzibar, mamangu alinitafuta akanikosa na namba yangu ya Kenya. So mimi nilimpigia direct nikamwambia niko kazi. Now time nimefika Mombasa, nikampigia simu. Nikamwambia mom, nimerudi Kenya, so I'm coming. Then before nimeingia gari ya kuja Nairobi, tukapatana na msee. Msee alikuwa anauza mapete. So these rings zilikuwa zimemodeliwa in such a way, animals, mchongos. And there is something small, a red one, like ilaka ka gold, and it was very very shiny. Hata msee akiwa mbali akiziuza, unavutiwa na hiyo kitu. You just want to buy that something because of that red thing. So me, I called him. I had Tanzanian money. I bought it with the Tanzanian money. Na akaniuzia. So that time aliniuzia, nilivai direct ile pete. And bado nilimetravel na ile kanzu ule mjamaa alinishoneanga. Sijaitoa. I traveled to Nairobi. So nilikuwa nimekaribia kufika Nairobi. I called my friend who used to stay in Rongai, nikamwambia let's meet in town. I give you my luggage. When nayo kwako, me I want to go to my mama's place. I say hi to her. So that's what he did. He came to town, nikampatia bag, me I went home. So me kufika home, me I found my mom in prayers. Like always, the time nimeenda nyumbani, I used to get my mom in prayers. So I found her like she's praying in a loud volume. When hata niko nje ya gate, nasikia. So kumbe my mom alikuwa fasting for 3 days, and that was her last day. So me I was feeling not to go home, not to enter, nirudi tu nipotee tena, because hatukuwa tunasikizana. Yani something kalikuwa between us, hatusikizani. So nikasema tena my brothers wameniona siwezi enda. So nikamwambia you just do this, go to the house, bring me a trouser and a t-shirt, nitoe hizi. Ndivyo alifanya, nikatoa, nikakunja ile kanzu, nikaingia home. Mama kusikia nimekuja, akamaliza prayers na akakuja. So we talked. Akaniuliza life iko aje, nikamwambia life iko tu poa, nafanya kazi. Now nikasikia tena no, sisikii kukaa huku, hata tena nipotee. Nikapotea tena, but nikasahau kubeba kanzu yangu na ile pete. Nikasahau. No, my mom, what she did, she called a bishop and she told her there is some things that I've came with and nimesahau na ni kanzu na mapete. My bishop told my mom, check those clothes outside, zikae nje. My mom didn't know the reason of bishop telling her, take the clothes out of the house. So, and bishop told my mom that they will not break their fasting, they will continue with their fasting for another 3 days so that they can be able to burn those clothes, because like zimetolewa madhabihu ya cult. Mimi sikuwa najua. So wameambia na hivyo mimi nimerudi Nairobi. So the 6th day they were supposed to burn that cloth at 3 AM usiku outside the church. So they prayed, and exactly that 3 a.m. they moved out of the church. They had a petrol ya kuchoma ile nguo. So they poured petrol and they looked for some majani. Wakaekelea juu ile nguo na ile pete. So, you know, petrol kuwasha tu hivi na wakanga. The clothes didn't burn. Wanawasha, haichomeki. Wanapeleka moto pale haiwaki na ni petrol. So they didn't know what is happening. So wakasema, let's pray again, maybe it will burn. So they prayed. Singo ikakubali kuchomeka. So the time ilikuwa inachomeka, the ring jumped up and disappeared. Until today, they don't know where it went. So ile cloth, but like ichomeke like any other cloth, venye mtu anachoma manguo zinachomeka, it was rolling like a snake. And after imemaliza kuchomeka, badala ikuwe ash, it became a plastic. That plastic stayed there for 2 years before iishe. And it's a cloth. Now me, I'm in Nairobi. And while they were burning the cloth, the bishop could declare strong words upon me. She could say, as that cloth, the way it's burning, the evil things that are inside me to burn, like that cloth. You see? So, after wamemaliza kuchoma, mimi saa hizo sijui what happened. Like I got, let me call it rejection from my fellow gays, you know? The way I used to be called, kukiwa na form, mtu anakuitia form. No one is calling me. Hata ukipigia msee, hey, ni aje? Do you have something or a party we can attend tonight? No. Hakuna. Then I don't have money. Money started disappearing. So I was like, no. Now, the thought came to my mind was to join cult. But me, I didn't know I was recruited in cult. So the thought of joining cult came inside me. So, mimi nikapigia bishti yangu whom I know he was in a cult. Si mwenye nilikuwa kwake. I used to have a Kenyan friend who was in a cult. He alikuwa ameua wazazi wake. He had sacrificed his own parents for him to gain wealth. So I called him and I told him, me, I want to join cult. Are you available? Uniambie what it takes for someone to be recruited there. So we met. So he told me what he did for him to gain the wealth that he had. So, okay. I told him, now, akaniambia kuna registration fee, which is 666. So I told him, okay, let me go back in the house. I'll send the money. Give me the number that I'm supposed to send that money. I'll send. So me, I came back to the house and the money was in the house. So I came, I took 700. I went to M-Pesa to deposit. So while going to M-Pesa, my mom called me and she told me, whatever you are doing, can you just stop it? You don't know alijua aje. Na akaniambia, you cannot kill me. You see? But my aim to join the cult was not to kill my mother, because I used to love my mother even though we were not like friends. Let me just say that. So, mama kunipigia simu, I didn't deposit the money. I went back to the house. So the guy called me, mbona hujatuma pesa juu naulizwa? Nikamwambia mi place nileka pesa sijapata, so saizi sina do. Akaniambia, what you have to do, you have to join the cult because you already know the secrets. I told you all my secrets. Nikamwambia, tell me what to do. Sati ni pesa sina, I have the money, but siwezi tuma juu mamangu tena amenipigia simu, so I'm panicking. So he told me we meet in town. Anipeleke mahali wanaenda kutolea hizo cults. He brought me there. Kufika pale, yeye aliingia tu kama mtu wa kawaida, kama vile mtu ingia church. For me, I was told to enter going backwards. So me, I did that. So me, while I was there, I was told there is someone who is standing in front of you and she doesn't want you to join the cult. And that is the person that you are supposed to sacrifice. Nikamuuliza nani? My mom. I told them, no. My mother, no. I cannot do that to my mother. So me, I ran. So me, I started getting scary dreams. At night, I could wake up and scream tonight due of the weird thing that I'm seeing. getting a lot of messages from unknown people, even from Nigeria. I don't know them. They are telling me, you have to join the cult and you have to kill your mother. So me, I was like, no, I don't have now peace. Let me just go back home. Because my mother, she's a prayerful woman. She will pray for me. So me, I went back home. I carried all my belongings and I went back home. That is on 2017 November. I went back home. I stayed for the first week. My mom was like, what? Henry stayed in my house for a week. This is not normal. I finished a month. And she was like, wow, maybe my son decided to change, you know. So, like, she used to get happy when she see me there. Even my dad used to be happy when he see me there. So, one of the first Sunday of 2017 December, my mother told me, you know what, Henry, can we just go to church, you know. I just told her, no, mi sikuwa napenda church. I told her, no. And I went back to sleep. So, like, while I was sleeping, I had a very, very scary dream. So, I just saw like I was somewhere in a fire, a big fire. And there were two sides. A place where there was fire, a burning fire. And the other side, there was green pastures, beautiful things, all that. Then I had someone ask me, where do you want? I woke up very scary. I was like, who is that? My sister hakuwa ameenda church. I told my sister, wait for me. I shower, we go to church. That's how I found myself in church. So, like, nilipata time 2 Bishop tu anahubiri, and she was preaching the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verses 18. And like, the verse was directed to me. Even though alikuwa anahubiri watu kwa church, the verse was directed to me. It was speaking to me. So I was like, oh, so I'm the one who is being told, like, I can be forgiven all my sins. So I just, mi sikuongojea ile nitangwa altar call, who want to be born again. I just walked up and I said, I want to be born again. My mom fainted again. Bishop is crying. So people in church, they were like, how can someone faint or cry because msee amesema ametaka kuokoka? But they don't know behind the scene what it was. But Bishop and mom and dad, they knew it. So that's how I got saved. I went for fasting 4 days. I was feeling like dying, but not around our home, because kama ningekaa nyumbani ningekula tu, because I could not stay hungry nikiona chakula pale. So I went up to Heaven's Gate Prayer Mountain for 4 days. Hapo there is no food. It's only water and tea. So I stayed there for 4 days. I went back on a Sunday. So me time nilienda nilipata, I remember back then my dad had lost his job. My mother didn't have a job. So the poverty that was in our home, it was on another level. So my mom could not, hakuanga na kitu. Money was a problem. So I started another journey. Now, like, I stayed like six months hivi nikasema, I can feel that I'm healed. Maybe I can be able to help someone out there. Maybe anaweza ako kwa ile situation nilikuwa na nataka kubadilika. So nika decide, let me just come out in public. I didn't know now I have started another hard journey in my life. So I remember I was called by someone. I went on my Facebook and I wrote my story down there. But one of the media personalities, sijui nani walishare, one of the media personality in the US saw that story and he called me. He's called Jeremy. Jeremy called me and he told me, I would like to do an interview, maybe usaidie mtu ako hapo nje. So me, I went for an interview. See, now I can upload the video. Mimi, for that day, I didn't sleep kama sijabadilisha namba yangu. The threats, the insults, now my heart was broken 40 times. The threats I was getting from the LGBT community. Even from the head offices, I was like, what? Because they are saying I'm tarnishing their name. And I wonder, how am I tarnishing your name? And I didn't mention anyone. I didn't mention any of your facilities. I didn't. I was just speaking about myself. But you know, I just went and told God, God, you know what? You didn't save me for me to go all through this. You know, you saved me maybe for me to come out and speak to someone, inspire someone, and I help someone to change. That's why like it came to a place where sijui naonanga tu like ni Mungu tu spoke to me like, why don't you start something? That's what I did. I started my own organization. It was not easy. It was not easy. 2021 nimeanza kujulikana sana because I gained followers. And like everybody, a lot of people that I'm getting ni wazazi, and parents want to hear what is happening in the society. Because you know, parents, watoto wao, they are in such kind of a situation, but huyu mzazi anajua, but hajui what to do, you know. Hajui, anaweza share na nani, that kind of a story. It's something watu unani kama very shameful. I came up with this organization because I wanted to help young people who are out there and they are suffering and they would like to change. That's why I came out with that organization and I started it. And so far, I thank God because we have more than 30 boys right now who have changed and now they are building their own lives. And I thank God for that. If you'd like to be part of this organization so that we can inspire and transpire lives together, you can reach on me on our Facebook page at Inspire and Transpire Youth Organization. Also, we have a YouTube channel under Inspire and Transpire Official. You can subscribe on our YouTube channel. Also, for you to be a member, we have an online registration. Kindly, you will get my number. From the page you have, my number is there, and also my number will be updated here. Kindly WhatsApp me. I'll send you the link. You register. Then after that, you receive an email with your membership number. Then you'll be added on our WhatsApp group. As I told you earlier, I dropped out when I was in Form 2. I was unable to finish my high school. And it was not my wish to drop out. It's just because I was traumatized and a peer pressure of what happened to me. But it's my desire, and I really want to do that because I would really like to go back to school, but I'm not well financially because at the moment I'm not working. If you're out there watching and you are in a position to help me, kindly help me. I would love that and I will appreciate so much. There are people who ask, me, I'm a gay, how can I change? Or when they say I cannot change, me I can say you can change. And how can you change? Making a decision. And I'm a testimony to that. So I can tell somebody who is watching me out there that these are things that you can change. You accept the situation that the fact happened to you. You forgive the person who introduced you, even the person who maybe you have been together with. Forget about them, make a decision and move on with life.